These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over.
Hey guys, it's Astrid, and today I'm going to be filming this look. It is a Twiggy Nancy Sinatra inspired mod 60s makeup tutorial. I know it's really extreme for every day. You can totally do the eyeshadow look and the rest of the face look just with less dramatic eyelashes or no lashes, and you could totally get away with wearing this in public. I personally am probably going to rip off my eyelashes before going anywhere today, but for a Halloween look I feel like this is perfect. So if you want to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. Alright, so obviously I already have my eyebrows and foundation done. I did try to do my eyebrows a little more natural today, since this was before the Instagram brows days. I don't know how successful I was. I did use my Anastasia brow definer in Ebony, and I usually use a dip brow, which I feel like is more dramatic, but I feel like they look kind of the same. I also used my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, which I always use. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start on my concealer. So let me show you guys what pictures I'm going off of. I'm not going to make it specific to one person just because I am doing this for Halloween, so I kind of want a lot of people to be able to use this makeup tutorial for their different like 60s mod costumes. So this is a Twiggy picture that I'm going to be going off of, and then also a Nancy Sinatra picture that I'm going to be going off of. There were plenty of pictures of Twiggy where her eyeshadow, like underneath the cut crease, was blue, but I'm going to keep it neutral just so you can use it for various people for your costumes. So starting with concealer, I am going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Light, and I'm basically just going to do what I always do with my concealer. Nothing special. Now obviously Twiggy and Nancy were both models, so, or at least look like models in Nancy Sinatra's case. So I'm going to be going right in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I am going to do a pretty sharp contour, maybe a little darker than I usually do just because obviously I am lacking in the cheekbone department. So I'm just going to go in with all of the dark shades in this palette with my angled BH Cosmetics brush, and then I am also going to contour my nose a little bit with a smaller BH Cosmetics brush. And I did go back into my Airspun powder and just baked my nose and under my contour, because even if I don't bake my whole face, even if I'm in a hurry, if I contour my nose, I always bake my nose just to blur out those harsh edges, because it can be hard to blend out a nose contour. I feel like it's way harder than contouring on your face. Sometimes it doesn't look the smoothest, but I find that if you bake your nose, it always looks perfect. So first things first, I am going to prime my eyelids, and I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape that I used to contour my face with. And I am going to set that with my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, focusing on the shade right here, Foxy. Now I'm going to go into my very dirty Morphe 35T palette. I don't know about you guys, but these Morphe palettes always, I feel like powder gets stuck on them so easily, and they just don't look very cute after a while. But I'm going to go into this second shade right here. If you have this palette, there are a lot of shades that look the same. So any kind of warm, really light brown, almost like nude shade is gonna work. And I'm going to take that on my Real Techniques 203. Now I'm going to go back into my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette and go into the shade Faint. It's kind of a warm, cool toned brown. Now going into my Morphe 12P or Picasso palette, I am going to go into this corner matte black shade. Just went into that with a small Morphe shader brush. And I'm going to put this in my crease as well, doing the kind of iconic Twiggy cut crease. Now I'm going to go back into my Morphe 35T palette and go into the second to last shade right here with my Real Techniques brush and just blend all of that together. Now I'm going to go back in with a small shader brush into my Tarte Shape Tape and just fill in the middle of my lid with this, really cutting out that crease. And now I'm going to go back into the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, go into Foxy, which is the same shade I used to set my eyelid, and set that concealer. This look really is more simple than it looks. I feel like you could do this with one palette if you just had one neutrals palette. I just personally have favorites in like specific to what shadows I want to use, but I feel like you could just do this with the Morphe 35T palette if you have that. Or maybe any of the Urban Decay Basics palettes, or Urban Decay Naked palettes, the bigger ones. I feel like you could do that with those palettes. Alright, now moving on to eyeliner, I'm just going to line my top eyelid and kind of bring it down a tiny bit. Definitely not in a cat eye, but just, you guys will see. right along to my lower lash line. I am going to fill in my waterline with my NYX white retractable pencil. So now I'm going to go in with my Morphe shader brush and just take a combination of Naked and Faint and just dust that on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to go in with my Jordana cat eyeliner again and draw some lines, some like fake eyelashes on my bottom lash line. And I am planning on using lashes on my lower lash line, but I always hate how lower falsies look on me. I don't know why. I feel like I can never get them right. So when I get to that point, if I decide I don't want to do them, I'm going to have these just as insurance. I'm going to be using these super thick lashes by PinkMink. They are a Canadian brand, but the shipping was really fast to the US actually. And I'm going to put those on my lashes. Usually I wouldn't use such dramatic lashes. Actually, that's a lie. I have used these before quite a few times, but mostly for nighttime looks. But any pictures of the 60s with any of these icons, they have super thick top and bottom lashes. And I am going to be using various just like bits of mink lashes that I've cut off for my bottom lashes. These are mostly by formerly known as Mandy Lashes. Now they're Azarito Cosmetics. I do have an affiliate link with them. It's Astrid10, and that will save you 10% on lashes if you decide you like how these look. So I'm just going to put some glue on these and then do my mascara while they dry. Alright, so that was like the biggest struggle of my entire life. If anyone knows how to put on lower lashes easy or quicker, please let me know down in the comments below, because this is why I never wear bottom lashes. Finally, moving on for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to be doing Whisper Pink by MAC. I have like this mini version that I got in a holiday set. They do sell the big version of this just by itself though. And I'm just going to take that on my Morphe brush. Now I'm going to go back to my blush, and I'm going to be using my Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade 10 Coral, and just take that on my angled BH Cosmetics brush. I feel like back in the day they were way more into blush than we are now. So I'm just going to focus that on the apples of my cheeks. And this is a really good blush for this kind of look just because it's super matte. And I feel like this is the color that they used to use. Now for another fun part, I am going to be doing a little bit of faux freckles, just because both of the ladies I named before have freckles, so I'm just going to go into my BH Cosmetics brow palette, and obviously you guys can see this is the color that I use for fake freckles. That on this Tarte brush, and I'm gonna do random freckles. And you don't want to just focus freckles on your nose and cheekbones like you might be tempted to do, because that's not what real freckles look like, and then they're gonna look super obvious. I mean, I don't think fake freckles are the most natural looking thing. You are just putting dots all over your face. But I have fooled a few people in the past by doing it like this, and then you're also going to press them into your skin and do them before your highlight. That way it looks like there's makeup over them instead of them being over all of your makeup. You can also do your blush afterwards, but I usually just do highlight last. Finally, for highlight, I'm just going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sundipped palette and go into my tried and true shade Summer, and I'm taking that on a Morphe fan brush, also my favorite. What I use for almost every single highlight except the Laura Geller highlights, because I feel like you need like a really dense brush for that. So I don't use the fan brush with that one, but with all other highlights I feel like this fan works really well. And as you can see, this is covering up some of the freckles, so if you accidentally did some too dark like I do sometimes, this should really make them look more natural. Now I'm going to set all of that with my Kat Von D Locket setting spray. And I really love the setting spray. I've just been using it the past like week and a half, but it's really made my makeup last all day. And I have really oily skin. I've noticed it's helped with oiliness, and it also smells like cucumber. It smells so good. So lastly, for my lips, I'm going to be using NARS lip gloss. This is in the shade Deep Throat, and I feel like matte lips weren't really a thing back in the day. So most of the pictures I found, all the girls looked like they were wearing either a really creamy lipstick, a lip gloss, or no anything on their lips at all. Alright guys, and that is it for my mod 60s Twiggy, Nancy Sinatra, whatever, whoever 60s icon inspired makeup tutorial. I know the lashes are a little much. They're a little more dramatic than I wanted them to be. You can't really see the cut crease as much as I wanted you to be able to see it, but they were all about lashes back in the day. So I feel like this is pretty accurate. I am proud of myself for doing the bottom lashes. I usually can never get these done. I'm probably going to rip them off as soon as this video is over, but I think they look fine for right now. It's kind of like a doll effect almost. So yeah, I am going to be filming a lot more Halloween videos. I actually have an orange background coming tomorrow, and that's where I'm going to film all of my Halloween vids. So just let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see me do. I do have a couple of wigs coming. I think I want to do a mermaid look and a fairy look. I don't know. You guys just let me know. I'm not really that original. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!